Ever since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long. I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the. Back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these 4 things.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Carolina Panthers. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 90. Wolf.
Let him know.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys.
Smooth. 6 man. Check curls. Mike 55.
Blue draw quarters. 5.
Throwing on first down. Newman. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This is Hunt. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Defense wins championship.
Bravo.
Check right. Watch 55. And watch the leg. Mark 55. What we got?
Now.
Operating from the gun. Newman gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On the set.
55. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Newman. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go. 60 or. Check. 6-6. Bullet high.
Lock now on first down. And this is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. But it's going to be second down. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Locke. Hunter Henry brings it in. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Locke to throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. First carry now for Justice Hill. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd and a yard, Locke. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Hunter Henry. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
It's 3rd down and
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. It's been a long day for you.
From the gun, Newman. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Returning here is Wright. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
Got it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
First down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On play action, Locke. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
60 out long.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
Now Locke again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. And it's complete. Henry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Locke now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Locke now to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DeAndre Hopkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum? Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards and a Panther first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, alert 3.
They run with Hunt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd down and 5.
Watch 81, watch 81. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Watch the slant.
Back to throw. Newman. Short throw to Disley. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
At their own 20-yard line.
On the ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Me and you on deck.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, here's Locke. It's complete to Hopkins. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Vikings 1st down.
Set. 18 Gator.
Watch the curve.
On the ball.
Play action. Now it's Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football in town, and it's picked up by the Panthers. The big fella, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game. I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Let's put him on the button.
Ready?
Now Locke on the bootleg. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, Locke's going to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. Now Locke, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll elect not to return on the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Look at me, zipper!
Banjo!
Spin!
A toss play to Hunt. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Rip left. Check, 55 to mine.
Looking to throw. Newman. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll run on first down. Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. Kareem Hunt, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Johnson, the intended target.
Ready to break.
56. Check, 56. Too little, cut. Watch twist.
Topper!
On 1st and 10, Newman. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try to run with Hunt. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On second and goal, the lone man in the backfield is Hunt.
80 weapons. Hey, Zoom.
Second and 4. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. Get your swarm on. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship, watch the ship.
X3, 218, chopper. Hey!
Watch 55. Rip right, rip right.
Hit it.
On third down, here's Hunt. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on fourth and goal from the 1. They'll go with the keeper. Try to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Here's Locke. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready, set.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Mike 5-4. Silver.
Again, it's Bell. And some room to run now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
60 outlaw.
13 yards. First down.
Lock now on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
Coming to you. Shit.
Back to the air on second down. It's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Throwing now is Locke. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a two-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the screen.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Down. 10-2 stop.
55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. I don't think you got it.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Now it's Wright. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On second down, it's Bell. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Lock to throw on second down. He finds Hopkins complete. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Let's go.
Here we go. Set. 15 line.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. He completes it to Henry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Hunter Henry with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you've got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, wahoo!
Check right. Watching you fly.
Ready?
Back to throw. Newman. He's going to air one out. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll go again with Bell. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Mike 5-4. Check the out.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke complete. It's Henry. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Locke now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Bell, and this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 3. And the Vikings.
Block off of play action. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
A 10-yard loss on the play. It's 2nd down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. On the counter, here's Bell. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
He finds his man Johnson. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Right there. 54.
Come on, protein spill.
Check safety.
Lock now on first down. And this one's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Lock again here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This is taken at his 4. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Push him back. Push him back.
Here's Hunt. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Panthers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Newman. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation. The Vikings on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. The catch made by Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Go! 30 base.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. That's complete. It's Bell. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against his zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They look to throw. It's locked and caught by Henry. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll go with Hill here on first down. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
8 reads.
55, Mike. Let's go. Let's get this ball back. Put on.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
Following the fumble recovery, Newman. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Buzz. Shoot.
To throw again, Newman. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Now the sack by one of the most consistent D linemen in the game, Gerald McCoy.
55.
Throwing on 3rd and long, Newman. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Mike 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Get it.
On 4th down, Newman. He's going to air one out. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Mike 54. Switch up.
Now a first down carry by Bell. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
To throw it is locked. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Throwing on first down is locked. Johnson with a burst, a first down and more. And the catch made by Johnson. And finally taken down at the 15. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it with Bell. He will push his way down to about the 14. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll actually throw it with Locke. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Brandon, these quarterbacks had their hands full all afternoon long, but they finally get a measure of revenge as he gets himself in a nice spot. He's able to get 2 hands on the football and pick it off.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They run again with Hunt. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
90, two-jet bomber, two-jet bomber.
From the gun on third down. Newman throwing left side. It's complete. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
Operating from the gun. Newman. He'll get this one to Switzer. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a desperation throw deep down into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
1st down, Minnesota.
And 10-2 stop. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So the final second.